Welcome back to Generative AI 101, where we crack open the black box of AI and generative AI, shake out all the complicated jargon, and make it something you can actually use in real life. I'm your host, Emily Laird, here to guide you through another episode that's going to be a bit different from our previous ones. Today, we're talking about the not so glamorous side of AI video generation. Sure, AI is flashy, it's exciting, and it's changing the game, but it's also got some serious challenges, ethical dilemmas, technical limitations, and legal minefields that can make even the most optimistic futurist pause. This isn't about scaring you away from AI, and never do that. It's about making sure we use this incredibly powerful tool responsibly. Welcome to Generative AI 101. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with the elephant in the room, deepfakes. Now, if you haven't heard of deepfakes yet, consider this your introduction to one of the most unsettling byproducts of AI video generation. Deepfakes are AI-generated videos that can make someone look like they're saying or doing something they never actually did. We're talking about ultra-realistic manipulations that can and have fooled a lot of people. So how are they created? Well, remember those neural networks we talked about? In a deepfake, two AIs go head-to-head. One creates the fake content, and the other tries to spot the fake. Over time, the fake gets better and better until it's almost impossible to tell it apart from reality. That's great if you're using it to make fun YouTube parodies, but not so much if you're spreading misinformation or committing fraud. The implications here are huge. Think of what happens when political figures or celebrities are targeted, and they have been. One deepfake in the wrong hands, and we're talking global consequences. We've already seen this play out in some real-world examples. In 2019, a deepfake video of Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg popped up on Instagram. In it, Zuck bragged about having control of billions of people's data. It was a fake, of course, but it sparked a serious conversation about how easy it is to manipulate public perception. Then there's the question of content authenticity. Should we require the disclosure when something is AI generated? Right now, it feels like absolutely, but in the future, I'm worried AI will be so baked in, this will fade. Transparency isn't just an ethical guideline, it's a responsibility. Platforms and creators should label their AI creations, making it clear to audiences when they're seeing end products that were not produced by human hands. I especially think this is important for content developed towards minors. In the future, we might see watermarking systems or digital signatures that automatically identify AI-generated content, and we're already starting to see this, but we're not there yet. And in the meantime, it's up to the creators to be upfront. Now let's go ahead and wade into the murky waters of legal issues, because why not? Who exactly owns AI-generated content? This is one of those, it depends, areas that keeps lawyers up at night. But don't worry, they get paid for that time too. Currently, most copyright laws are built around the idea that a human creates the work. But when AI is the one churning out the content, it's unclear who gets to claim ownership. The person who gave the AI the prompt, the company that built it, the AI itself. Okay, maybe not the last one, but who knows where this is all headed. All right, so let's break down the copyright gray areas. Imagine you use an AI generator to create an ad campaign. The AI crawls through billions of data points across the internet to make this happen. Problem? It might have grabbed elements from copyrighted material along the way. If a piece of music or imagery in your AI-generated video turns out to belong to someone else, you could be looking at an intellectual property nightmare. Now let's talk about the technical challenges. One of the biggest hurdles right now is something we touched on earlier, the Uncanny Valley. It's that eerie feeling you get when something looks almost human, but not quite. Think of early CGI characters, something's just kind of off, right? AI-generated avatars can fall into this same trap where their movements, facial expressions, or speech doesn't quite match up with real human behavior. Makes people uncomfortable, and if you're trying to create something engaging, that's the last thing you want. It's not all bad news. AI researchers are working on improving realism in these avatars, and they're getting better every day. Lip syncing, facial micro expressions, even the way digital eyes move. All of this is being fine-tuned so AI avatars don't creep you out, but rather feel natural, like a real person on the other side of the screen. Another issue is computational resources. Sure, big companies like Google or Amazon have the hardware to run these AI models without breaking a sweat, but what about smaller creators? AI video generation requires a lot of processing power, and not everyone has access to that kind of tech. This creates a bit of a divide. If you don't have the resources, you might find yourself left behind in the AI race. However, cloud-based solutions are making these tools more accessible, but it's still not completely democratized just yet. So let's talk about responsible AI use. These are a few guideline recommendations as non-negotiable if we want to keep AI video generators on the right track. So first up, transparency. Make it clear when something's AI generated, whether it's through watermarks, disclaimers, or metadata. The audience deserves to know when a machine, not a human, created the content. Then there's consent and privacy. If you're using someone's likeness, voice, or any personal information, you need to get their consent. AI can blur the lines of what's ethically acceptable, but that doesn't mean we should. Finally, regulatory compliance is another big one. As laws catch up to AI, creators need to stay informed and make sure they're not inadvertently breaking copyright or privacy laws. All creators should adhere to community standards on whatever platform they're using. So YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram are rolling out guidelines for AI-generated content, and it's important to play by those rules. So what's the future of AI video generation? Well, we're looking at even more realism as technology continues to improve. Soon that uncanny valley I speak of may be a thing of the past, and AI avatars will look and feel like real people. And then there's interactivity, the next frontier. Imagine videos that adapt to your choice in real time, creating a fully personalized experience every time you watch. This kind of dynamic storytelling is already in the works, and AI will be at its forefront. All right, that's all for today's episode. We've covered a lot: ethical challenges, legal gray areas, technical hurdles, and how the industry is evolving to keep up. As always, if you have questions, thoughts, or just want to connect, you can find me on LinkedIn. Just look up Emily Laird, Laird. Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, stay curious, stay adventurous, and remember, you know more about AI-generated video issues now than you did when you hit play.